So, DC have been doing a couple of events lately. They did like there was Death of the Family, Throne of Atlantis. Justice League Dark had their own kind of like Book of Spells kind of thing. Not really kind of event, that was more of like a storyline. But obviously we needed the big guy to get his own event eventually, Superman. And he did with Heal on Earth. I'm calling it Heal on Earth, not Hell on Earth, because there's no an extra L there. It's Heal on Earth. It's a stupid way they pronounce it, actually, to be honest. And my opinion on this event is a bit... Let me just get into a little brief sort of moment of the current status of Superman, in my opinion, since the New 52. Grant Morrison's taken on like Action Comics. I thought he did really well with the first 6 issues. After that, yeah, like his stories have been all over the place, don't really make sense. And this is one of the biggest things I'll kick up in a moment. Completely missing in action in this event. The Superman main title, you know, it's hit and miss. There's some storylines that work and some that don't, but it's needing something big to push like the comic forward. Supergirl, I thought it's been doing was a lot better than Superman, but again, it's still that kind of that sort of problem, like, you know, Kara just can't seem to get the grips that, you know, like she's on Earth and she has to adapt kind of thing. And it's getting a bit annoying. And then we have Superboy, which is kind of like all over the place. Like he has his own title, but he's also part of Teen Titans, you know. And then there's the Ravengers as well, which, you know, he's appeared on that a couple of times. So he's kind of all over the place. It would not really get a chance to really get to know Superboy all that well. The story kind of starts as that this character Heal, you know, he's come down. He's like another sort of surviving Kryptonian, and he wants to go back to Krypton to save it before it's like destruction, and he thinks that he can do it. He literally wipes the floor of Superman, you know, damages Superboy, and literally kind of, as they say, brainwash Supergirl into joining him. So, and I will say that the first couple of issues were pretty good. I'd probably say like the first 6 issues, 6 or 7 issues were pretty good, but then the kicker kicked in, and this is what I completely hate of what they did. They brought the Justice League in. Yes, they brought Batman, Cyborg, and the Flash, and Wonder Woman. I kind of felt this was a bit of a cop-out. This was supposed to be a Superman event, not Superman event plus friends. You know, I mean, Batman has to deal with his problems. I mean, Superman didn't once appear in the Death of the Family. Green Lantern, you know, obviously like Hal Jordan, you know, is missing action, and they might appear in one issue, but again, they don't mess with the problems that the Green Lanterns are having. So it just feels like Superman just can't have a good, you know, event without just using the Justice League at all. I mean, fair enough if they used Wonder Woman, you know, to go against Supergirl, that would have been fair enough. But it just, to me, it was just, you know, a bit of a cop-out. And it started to drag on a bit, in my opinion. Like, they were starting to introduce this Oracle, right? And I know it's you're thinking, wait, Barbara Gordon's in it? No, it is. Sometimes this big massive rock thing, outer space, and, you know, they're making kind of like a big deal about this, and to be honest, it's nothing. It's like completely nothing. It's, you know, he just appears and then he's just like, you know, goes away. I was like, well, that's great. And there is the thing that I was saying about Action Comics missing action. This, I don't know whether it was Grant Morrison or they just didn't decide to put it, but it just feels though that Action Comics is just, you know, it's just totally just kind of like out of continuity, or just out of like anything to do with Superman sort of family titles whatsoever. Because I think they could have used a bit of perspective on Heal. You know, I would like to know about a bit more about his backstory, like his motives and whatnot. You could have done like, what, 2 issues at least with it. I mean, Detective Comics did it with Death of the Family, and that was just basically just nothing, to be worth buying for, but even still you could have done it for this. And the biggest gripe I've got to say is the villain's name, Heel. I mean, really? I mean, you couldn't call it Hell, you know, for just for calling it Hell. But no, you had to call it like Heel. And I know when people are pronouncing it, they call it like Hell, but it's not. It's Heel. It's Heel because they have that stupid little thing on it. So it's the way that they sort of pronounce it, and that's the way I'm pronouncing it. Stupid in my opinion. Would I recommend you to sort of pick up the issues to read this? Actually, no, not really. If you're a Superman fan, you probably have done it already, but if you're not, this is not a way to get into comics. This is completely stupid. I just think it was just a big of a cop out. You know, looking at the sort of the previews for next sort of scene, not like just looking at covers and what they're sort of saying, it looks as though Superman titles are going to get a lot better, you know, but until then, this was just not what it needed. It needed to do something because Man of Steel is coming out pretty soon, and this is just not up to standards.